Dahlia? Aw, no! Dahlia, what are you doing? What are you doing, sweetie? Dahlia holds a kitchen knife in her hand.
I was wrong. I can admit that wanting friends was wrong.
Welcome to Don't Toy With Me. It's a game by Karmic Punishment. I played one of their games a while ago. It was the demo of Blood and Sherry that was really good. The character designs and the story, it intrigued me. So, this is one of their former games. And, yeah, let's just start. Light spills through the tiny windows of the dollhouse, catching the flecks of dust in the air. Though it's early in the morning, the inhabitants have been awake for a while now. It's to be expected that toys wouldn't have quite the same grasp on time as you do.
Ah! Wisker, you've hardly touched your tea.
Her least of all. She's an antique. Oh, she's got a bit of a crack in her face.
You could at least pretend to drink it since I went to the trouble of making it.
The stuffed rabbit sits at the table, a frown on its embroidered face. It turns its head away from the cup in defiance.
Geez, you're so moody lately.
I know it's not terribly fun to be stuck alone here with me, but you're not doing yourself any favors by being difficult. Don't you think we should be making the best of it?
I really wish you'd let me cut your mouth so you could try to hold a conversation.
The rabbit scurries off across the wooden floor and down the stairs. Dahlia sighs.
It was only a suggestion. I'm not going to force you. I suppose that's another cup down the drain, then.
How do you make tea in a dollhouse? Dahlia. Oh. Hot. Okay. Dahlia, yeah. Dahlia gathers up the teacup and saucer from the floor to take down to the kitchen. Though Wisker has been in the house for a while with her now, he has always been terribly skittish. The kitchen holds the rest of the tea set, always ready for a hypothetical tea party that thus far hadn't come to fruition. The rabbit wasn't about to sit at the table with her. Thinking back on it, she has trouble recalling who it was that used to sit there with her. Oh. Is that the other toy we're about to meet?
You're listening right now, aren't you? I'm fairly certain I can hear you out there.
Sure. The sound of large fingers gently tapping nails on the outside of the house answer her question. So, this is from our perspective. The dollhouse owner, or whatever. She smiles softly.
There you are. Maybe you could join me? I'm not sure how you would fit in here with me, but I'd love to welcome you anyway. Perhaps you could let me outside? I would sit on the roof to be closer to you.
Oh my gosh. My mouth is so full of saliva lately. It's so annoying. Like, every time I try to record, I pick up the mommy. Like, every time I speak, it's so annoying. Oh. I don't know how to get rid of it. God, okay. Oh, sorry, back to the game. I'm just, You know better than to give her away on that. The cracks on her face tell the story of a previous excursion outside of the house. Oh. She's met with silence. Her smile holds patiently. for all of 10 seconds.
Fine, then I won't be entertaining you either. If the urge to be reasonable finds you, I'll be reading in my room.
She storms out of the kitchen and up the stairs. You decide to give her some time to cool off while you leave to run an errand. Oh my god. I gotta swallow every 2 seconds. I swear, I'm trying to stay hydrated. I ate some, like, crackers. Like, what more do I need to do to fucking speak without having to swallow for 2 seconds? Please help. Okay. You have a feeling she'll lighten up when you retrieve your new purchase. The dollhouse is a little bit cleaner than it was this morning. Dahlia has spent some time dusting and picking up. She prefers her home spotless, or at least she used to. Now it seems she settles for clean enough, and she never bothers with the attic anymore. Oh, she's closer. Hello. She idly straightens the decorations atop her wardrobe in her room. A heavy thump quickly undoes this. Ooh, what? She turns, looking around in surprise. Hesitantly, she peers out of her bedroom door and down the stairs. Wisker is already in the foyer, investigating.
What is it?
Ooh! She descends the stairs, delicate joints clicking with each step. Speaking of clicking, you hear all my delicious mouth sounds? Fuck! I'm so annoyed. She finds the large box taking up the entryway. Oh my god. It's like made it worse. I don't know. Like, I looked up, you're supposed to be drinking water? Maybe eat like some salty snacks or dry crackers? Nada. Like, oh. Make it go away! That's the real horror. I'm more scared of than this game. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I try to edit out. The saliva sounds. But they just don't stop. She finds the large box taking up the entryway.
Oh my, a present?
Her eyes light up with interest, running her fingers over the wooden exterior. There's a quirk to her brow when she realizes it's cheap compressed wood.
Something new, then.
Wisker presses his ear to the side of the box. He hops back away when he hears a cough from inside, hiding behind Dahlia.
What is it?
She searches around the lid, unable to quite pull it up. She finally finds the hook on the other side and undoes it from the small peg that holds the lid shut. She practically throws the lid open, a bright smile on her face.
Oh, Wisker, look! A new friend! A new friendy friend! Is he dead?
Oh, I'm not dead.
Oh, goody!
Oh, the clown in the box hangs limply when Dahlia drags him out of the box by his shirt. She's surprised to find that he's mostly fabric with little structure underneath. His sleeves are half empty, tied at the seams with a ruffle. All in all, his head is solid, but his body is plush.
Hello, new friend. My name is Dahlia, and this is my friend, Wisker.
The rabbit's ears lie back, looking none too friendly. He keeps his distance. I love this angsty rabbit we got over here.
I'm sorry for all the excitement. It's just been so long since we've had a new toy. New toy! New toy! New toy!
New toy!
Well, not had. Obviously, we didn't have you. What are you, actually? Oh, where on earth are my manners? What do you go by, my friend?
No, I don't go by friend. And I'm a puppet. My name is Huxley.
Huxley! How nice. And a puppet! Why, that does explain it. Oh, let me take you to a chair. I shouldn't be holding you the whole time, like a little bear.
She's a poet! Oh my god. with Huxley comfortably situated in his chair at the table, Dahlia sits opposite him. She's all smiles, even though the clown looks so sullen.
Here, have some tea. Oh, can you hold the cup? Have a silly straw.
Thanks. Despite the thanks, the clown doesn't make any move to drink the tea.
Are you alright, Huxley? I don't expect you to be quite as excited as me, but you look upset.
I'm not upset, but, what's there to be excited for? You've taken me out of a box, and here I am to sit in another box. The only difference is that I'm not the only one in this box.
Aha! But that makes all the difference, doesn't it? I do enjoy Wisker, but he's not one for conversation. And now this won't be such a lonely place. What do you want to do? I'll show you that there's fun to have here.
I don't want anything, thanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, surely that isn't true. Everyone wants something. What do you want, Huxley? Do you want some quiet? We could lie on the floor and watch the star projector.
If that's what you'd like to do.
No, we're trying to find something you want to do. Do you want to tell jokes? You are a clown.
That's the harmful stereotype, actually. If you'd like. Did you hear about the clown car that crashed out in the middle of nowhere? There were 30 casualties.
I don't think I get that one.
I'll try again. I got it, Huxley. Your delivery was just a little sad, you know? What do you get when you boil a clown? A laughing stock.
Oh, that's funny. Clown soup.
Okay.
I bet it would have polka dots, too. Oh, let me try. A clown named Pagliacci goes to a therapist. Oh, darn it, I messed it up.
You're a funny lady, Dahlia.
Oh, you smiled! Oh, don't stop just because I pointed it out. I'll start getting the idea you're determined to sulk.
Sorry. I just haven't told any jokes in a while. No audience unless I got brought out just for that. So I stopped. What's the point?
The point of telling jokes?
The point is coming up with jokes if I only get to tell them when someone gives me the time of day. I don't like being a puppet. The only choice I get is to not participate. So I started doing that. Opting out.
So, you just don't do anything?
Nothing I don't want to do. Which I don't want to do much lately, so... yeah, kind of... He looks uncomfortable at the direction of the conversation. It's clear he hasn't had to explain himself at length before. Oops. Dahlia, on the other hand, is clearly mulling the idea over in her head. Yes, got that critical thinking face.
Do you think you'd want to do more if you could get around better on your own? Since then you could go where you like and not have to wait for someone to bring you there.
That would make things easier for me. No offense, but I don't think I want you stitching anything onto me if that's what you're thinking.
Huh? Why? Are you just assuming I'd be bad at it?
I choose to keep my answer to myself.
That wasn't what I was thinking about anyway. Wait here for just a moment.
I'll try not to go anywhere.
Dahlia leaves the kitchen, hurrying off back to the foyer. She stands near the box Huxley arrived in and looks up. Her gaze aimless, as though she isn't quite sure where to look.
Hello up there. I imagine you're still watching, yes? Thank you for sending me a new friend. I know I've asked for one a lot, but I'm afraid I need to ask for something else. I'm sorry for asking so soon after receiving this gift. But it isn't for me, so I hope that might make up for it. So, do you think perhaps you could give me something to help Huxley move? Perhaps wheels? Or a wooden skeleton?
Well, of course. I mean, I have no choice, but of course, yeah. You suppose there couldn't be any harm in it? If the puppet is really so broken that it can't even help her keep her company, it doesn't do much good, does it? It will have to be a modification so simple that even the toys can figure it out, though. You have an idea. Surely, with only a single item to work with, she'll understand what needs to be done. You place your gift in the box Huxley had arrived in. Dahlia looks on in surprise as she sees a large spring in the box.
Oh! Yes, this is perfect! Thank you so much!
She eagerly plucks her prize from the container, needing both hands to carry it. It's as long as her legs at the very least. Seeing as it's a bit unwieldy, perhaps it isn't the best idea to bring it near the tea set. She ends up leaving it behind and fetching Huxley instead. It takes the pair a few minutes to figure out the logistics of the attachment, but in the end, it is sewn securely to the opening of Huxley's body. He takes a moment to get used to the balancing on the string.
This is certainly different. I think I'm getting the hang of it, though. The stairs will take some practice.
That's what the railing is for. At least until you get better at jumping. Perhaps you'll be able to leap from the landing to the upper doorway in one go.
She laughs at the idea, but he seems to be very seriously considering it.
Perhaps so. Everything else is upstairs, right? What about the back room? The back rooms?
More stairs, unfortunately. That's the doorway to the attic.
And what's up there? More stairs?
The ceiling is silly. And some old odds and ends. Some things just don't really have a place in the house. But they still have to go somewhere. Perhaps we could eventually convert it into a bedroom for you?
Your cruelty knows no bounds, Lady Dahlia.
What?
Making a man able to jump, then putting him in a room with a low ceiling?
Oh.
I didn't mean...
I know, I'm only teasing you. For someone who kept wanting me to lighten up, you sure aren't good at recognizing a joke. Oops.
Oh, don't tease me. But I'm happy to see you're in much better spirits.
I am. I've never had something like this. Though, is this really okay?
What do you mean?
Nothing. I didn't like being a puppet, so I don't know why I should feel odd about becoming something else.
Like Jack in the Box?
I would never. I mean to say, I'm not getting back in that box. Oh,
Of course not, but you'll have to sleep somewhere. And I suppose the box can't stay here in the foyer. We could make it into a table or use it as a chest. I just don't want to have to carry it up to the attic.
Whatever you want to do with it, it's not mine. But yeah, I guess this makes me a Jack out of the box. Which I'll also never do.
Dahlia tilts her head in confusion once more. Huxley spares her any explanation of the joke. I'm a little confused too, Dahlia.
I'm actually feeling a little fidgety now. I think I want to give the stairs a try.
Just up the stairs.
Will you show me the rest of the house as I make it up?
Of course! If you can, I'll carry you up.
I'll make it up even if I have to drag myself up. Just, maybe go stand out of the way just in case.
With some time and effort and a couple of paintings knocked off the wall, Huxley manages to make his way up the stairs. Dahlia feels perhaps a few new cracks were added to her face from the worry which she watched when he twice spilled backwards down the stairs. Luckily, the clown was not so delicate as she was. He bounced like rubber, perhaps that's what he was made of. Oh. The thought remains in her mind that she'll have to remind her new friend that she is much more fragile than he is. But for now, he hurries up after him to congratulate him and show him around the upper floor. The linen closet isn't exactly a room, but it's important to show regardless. The bathroom is of slightly more importance, of course, though perhaps less important than it would have been in a real house. Huxley notes a lingering smell of paint and powders in the bathroom. It must be where Dahlia... I can't read that. Yeah, definitely. Excuse me, oh my god. Just all those crackers I ate. God, I'm gonna have to edit so much swishing. Oh my god. And lastly, Dahlia brings him to her bedroom.
I don't think I've ever had anyone in here before. Well, aside from Wisker.
You don't think so? Where's that little guy anyway? I kind of expected him to join us for the tour.
Oh, don't mind him. He's so jumpy these days. I couldn't even tell you why. Perhaps he's less confident without other plush animals around.
Did there used to be more?
I can't seem to recall. I know I knew a teddy bear once. Perhaps he was a friend of Whisker's?
She frowns, brows furrowed in concentration. Huxley watches on with concern.
Is remembering things a regular problem for you, Dahlia?
In a sense, I suppose it is. Very little changes in the house, so the days tend to blend together.
If I have trouble remembering something, I'd be hard-pressed to know whether it's due to forgetfulness or because it happened longer ago than I realized.
I've recently started writing in my journal again, though, so that should help with the more recent days. I wasn't sure where it was for a while, so I'll have to really make good use of it now that I have it again.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. And if I get curious, I could always read up on what I missed before I got here.
Absolutely not. I keep it locked up so you couldn't even if you wanted to.
Just another joke, Dahlia. I wouldn't read your diary.
You better not! Now, what was I going to show you in here? Oh, I wanted to show you here in my wardrobe. I keep my dresses here, but it's full of many games as well. You can feel free to help yourself to any of them if you find yourself looking for something to play. I have my bookcase in here as well. I have all the classics.
Pride and Prejudice, A Little Princess, Hans Christian Andersen's Fairy Tales collection. Quite the collection, Dahlia.
Are you teasing me again?
No, they're very you. Huh. Except that one. The complete short stories of Edgar Allan Poe. A little bit of a gothic at heart, are you?
I did say I love the classics. What about you, Mr. Know-It-All? You're making yourself rather well-read.
I've just heard my share of bedtime stories in my day. And the others I've heard a little of in homework form. I have to say, it hasn't made me the most bookish kind of guy. Except maybe joke books?
Well, in your words, that's very you. There's no shame in it, but I warn you, you will eventually want to do some reading. Beggars can't be choosers for entertainment in this house.
So the owner, us, we have like tiny copies of like Pride and Prejudice. I wouldn't be surprised.
Though I'd be happy to read to you.
Uh-huh, I can see it now. I'll let you know if I have trouble falling asleep here. Then maybe I could use it.
It's refreshing to see Dahlia looking so lively again after much time spent by herself in the dollhouse. She has had her problems in the past getting along with other toys, but the clown seems to be a good choice. Entertaining as a jester should be, but not so energetic that he would impose upon her lifestyle. She considers herself to be an elegant lady, after all, and some wild fool would certainly find themselves met with friction when it came to living with her. Hopefully they continue to get along. In the following days, they seem to adjust well enough. They play their games and have their tea together, and even Wisker seems to be more at ease with Huxley there. It's a point of concern in some ways. Hopefully the rabbit doesn't come to be too affectionate with the clown. Why? Why though? What's wrong with Huxley?
My good boy Huxley!
But for now, it's happy days within the dollhouse. You find yourself watching them regularly. Today, they've gathered in the attic to improve Huxley's sleeping area.
I'm sorry we don't have a better place to keep a lot of these things. Though I'm happy the bed is finally seeing some use.
It's not too bad. The spiders have been keeping me company at night.
Spiders?!
Oh, they must be pretty big compared to them, right? I mean, well, maybe they're tiny, tiny spiders.
Well, probably just little mice. I have wondered about some of the things you keep up here, though.
don't just change the subject after mentioning spiders. Are there really spiders up here?
No, I was only joking, Dahlia.
Ah. You would better be. Horrible creatures. Now, what were you wondering about?
Well, I noticed some of these things seemed out of place here. The paintings, sure, they make sense for you to have. But there are some old brass knickknacks in here that don't look like any of your other stuff. Like this big brass horse head.
It's a knight. But you are right, it doesn't look familiar.
And there's some old clothing up here.
Oh, I really haven't cleaned up here in some time, but I didn't think there was anything but spare decor items. What sort of clothing is it?
Well, I found some bow ties, like the formal kind, not like my ribbon. And no offense to our dearest Lady Dahlia, but they really wouldn't suit you. Do they belong to Wisker?
Alright, Wisker? Yeah, Wisker could use a bow tie.
No, Wisker doesn't really have many belongings to speak of.
Let Wisker wear a bow tie! Whisker shakes his head to confirm this. Oh. He only has the little bed
He only has a little bed in my room and a few little toys of his own. Though half the time he seems to prefer playing with the balled-up paper more than the things I make for him.
One doll's trash is another rabbit's treasure.
I'm almost certain that that's not how that phrase goes.
Well, in any case, they seem like men's clothes to me. Though I did see some old hairbrushes and things as well. Not ones that match your sets, though. Do you think some of this was left from whoever lived in the house before you?
I suppose that's possible, though it seems stranger to me that the owner wouldn't remove such things before placing me here.
Maybe the owner hopes for a more masculine doll? I'm sure I'm exactly what they were hoping for. They've had me this long after all. Well, the owner doesn't seem to be interested in doing much to your house regardless, so maybe they didn't bother with us with this. Or they're using your storage for extra things.
Oh, I hadn't considered that. And they get quiet at times, but that doesn't mean they lack interest. They love me. And I love them too.
You two should get a room then. Or I guess a house.
Oh hush, there's no need to be jealous, Huxley. I'm sure they love you too. You wouldn't be living here if they didn't find something appealing about you.
It must have been my sparkling personality then.
Perhaps it was.
Right. Well, I don't have any doubts that they're just tossing me in here for your sake if they really love you so much.
What do you mean?
Well, you have told me a few times just how lonely it is here without someone to have conversations with. Oh my god.
Now my nose is starting to clog up. Great. I think this Huxley voice is fucking me up. Ooh, it's fine. Just keep going. Oh, I just had a swig of an energy drink. Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay.
Well, you have told me a few times just how lonely it is here without someone to have conversations with. And here I am.
Well, I am happy you're here, but I doubt it's just for me.
If it's all the same to me, so as long as they leave me be, I'm just fine.
Oh, that's just silly, Huxley. I know you'd enjoy the attention if you got it.
Doubt it.
Such a Sourpuss. I suppose we'll find out the next time they do decide to check in on us, regardless.
I'll be holding my breath until then.
The conversation comes to a stop as the pair go back to cleaning, but it leaves you with some thinking to do. It has been a little time since you initially purchased the clown, and you've had a little time to get to know more about him. More so than you could have known taking him off of the shelf. Excuse me. There's that carbonation. At this point... Uh-oh! Oh no! Wait, I gotta save. I gotta save! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, fuck! I closed the game. Why did I do that? Hold on, I saved. Okay.
We're good.
Man, I gotta choose? Why can't we just all be friends?
This is, oh boy. Huxley is winning you over. Sure. It would be a lie to say that the clown wasn't growing on you. Though at first you did only bring him to the dollhouse in order to provide Dahlia with some company. He's a funny little guy in his own right. Even if not always through his jokes. You have to start thinking of some ways to make him feel more welcome in the house now that you know Dahlia will be able to get along with him. Things are fairly peaceful in the dollhouse for some time after. You check on the toys from time to time, and a little more frequently than you would when it was only Dahlia and Wisker in the house. It's more active than it has been in some time, so there's more to see going on. You decide you'll be adding some new things for them from time to time to keep up this level of activity.
Try that piece in the bottom right there.
Wisker leans forward against the table to move one of the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle. His little paw nudges it carefully down to fit within its place.
Oh, okay, that's part of the red costume. That's why the color was so different.
Whoa, that scared me. She just came out of nowhere. Oh, what are you two up to in here?
Hey Dahlia, Wisker was just helping me with this puzzle. I tried by myself, but you know me. Butterfingers.
Huxley says this as he extends one of his digitless stump arms before lowering it again.
Oh, yes, I see. I really enjoy puzzles too. You should have told me. I would be happy to help.
Hey, you were reading, so I didn't want to bother you about it. Plus, I think Wisker likes puzzles.
The rabbit perks up at this, confirming the statement. Dahlia's demeanor changes at this. Something about this is bothering her.
I'm not saying Huxley is my favorite Dahlia. I'm just sharing the attention now, okay? Wisker never wanted to do puzzles with me. He never wants to sit on my lap like that either. Actually, where did you get this? I don't remember seeing the puzzle before.
You haven't? I found this in the foyer today. I assume you left it out.
Okay, maybe we're showing a little favoritism.
I don't leave my things lying around. It must be new. How odd. The owner always brings new gifts to my attention.
I guess it was for me then. I don't think it's much your style anyway.
Dahlia moves a little closer to the table to look at the illustration on the puzzle's box. Whoa. A red costume. Is that guy's shirt in the middle, or the kid's onesie over there? It features a group of circus performers. Hey! Putting on a show in front of a drably dressed audience. Their costumes are bright and colorful against the muted background. The only full character in the puzzle they've put together so far is the mustachioed clown in the striped tights. Well, of course. I don't see a mustache. Or is there another clown? Oh, the one on the right, next to the boy in the onesie. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, I suppose it would have to be for you then.
Something wrong, Dahlia? You can still put it together with us.
Not wrong exactly, but was this the only thing in the foyer?
Yeah, I didn't see anything out of place.
Well, you two enjoy your puzzle then, I suppose. I have other things to do.
What's up with her, Whisker? You think she's mad at me? Oh, I hate guessing games like this. I guess I'll just ask her about it later.
Uh-oh. Dahlia makes her way up to the attic and knocks on the ceiling of the house.
Wake up, bitch! I have a complaint to make! Are you up there? I know you had to be here earlier.
We're gonna communicate with her, okay?
I thought so. That was awfully mean of you earlier, you know? Leaving Huxley a gift and nothing for me? Now that you have a new toy, you're just going to leave me to gather dust?
She's being so melodramatic, but you did somewhat expect this from her. She's never taken well to having to share attention. Though you're a little surprised she's already noticed you giving him attention over a single small gift. He didn't even thank you or give you credit for it, so it's not as though he's going to be seeking your attention out because of a puzzle.
Well, since you don't plan on answering me, you should know I'm feeling very cross about this. Between leaving me alone in here for so long and then immediately turning your attention to your new friend, I'm feeling very replaced. So I expect you to do something to make this up to me.
I mean, that's fair. I'm sorry. A fragile body and a fragile heart. The porcelain drama queen exits the attic. You might consider getting her something as well to cheer her up. But at the same time, you don't want to encourage her to indulge in such dramatics every time you do something with Huxley. And you know, she'll catch on if you make it a pattern. So now you'll just have to ignore this outburst. It's like training a dog or something. But I probably shouldn't compare it to a dog. Forget I said anything. You leave the dollhouse alone for the rest of the day.
Did you compare me to a fucking dog, bitch?
The next morning you decide to check on the group around breakfast time. Luckily, it looks like everyone is Oops.
Okay, so it's a kiss?
Quiche, Huxley. Quiche. Are you paying attention? You look ready to fall asleep.
I never get up this early. My head feels empty and my body feels boneless.
You don't have bones. And I'm not sure if your head is empty or not, actually. Do you have glass eyes like mine? Wait, you're distracting me. I'm trying to give instructions.
Sorry, Lady Dahlia. Please continue.
Well, I was going to have you dice the vegetables for the quiche, but I'd rather not have you holding the knife while you're so tired. Why don't you mix up the eggs for me instead? I'll measure out the other ingredients for you to mix in, and you'll just have to man the mixer.
Aye, aye, Chef. Easier for me. I'm a klutz with a knife anyway.
Wiggles arm.
Ah, right. Butterfingers.
Did she take that seriously?
The group gets to work on their complex breakfast dish. Dahlia works efficiently as she dices up various vegetables in little cubes that will suit the size of the dish. She occasionally moves to check on Huxley's progress, but he seems to have things handled. Excuse me. Oh my god. Wisker hangs onto the clown's back watching the mixture churning in the bowl and occasionally moving the lever switch when Huxley asks him to. As you watch, you start to notice how much Dahlia looks over their way, a small frown on her face. Dahlia, put down the knife! Wisker catches her eye at one point and looks away. She turns her gaze down to her cutting board. By the time everything is put together to go into the oven, she's on edge. She excuses herself from the kitchen, asking Huxley to set the timer for her on her way out. She heads to the foyer. Oh shit, that's where my face is. Bitch! Stepping into the foyer, Dahlia spots a handful of items on the box-turned table that Huxley arrived in. A couple of colored balls, some silk handkerchiefs, squares, also colorful, some oversized playing cards. Okay, we gotta give some stuff to her, man. Oh my god. Nothing she'd really be interested in. But there is one particularly ornate item among the group. She approaches and picks it up.
Oh, what a cute little cane. I usually prefer parasols, but this is nice. Ah.
As she turns the wooden cane over in her hand, she observes the metal handle at the top. It's fairly textured, made to be easy to grab even without wrapping fingers all the way around it. The flat top holds a little painted disc, painstakingly etched with a decorative H. Why? We gotta give her something, bro. Your work is detailed. Even when working with such small materials, you are very particular in making this gift. Oh. The handcrafted cane lies splintered in half on the ground. Whoa!
Ah,
What was that?
nothing. Didn't I tell you to wait in the kitchen?
So, I don't have to. And I was worried, you were acting weird. Are those for me?
Dahlia kicks the handle end of the broken cane behind her with her heel.
Probably. Looks like all of it is for you.
Wisker skitters across the foyer to Huxley's side, carrying the cane handle in his paws. Whoa! How did that happen? His little plush steps went unnoticed by the larger toys in the room. Huxley takes the cane and looks to see what Dahlia was hiding.
Jeez, Dahlia, what's your problem? Seriously, what did I even do?
It's not you. I'm just upset with the owner right now. I was really angry, and I had just picked up the cane. I was so mad, I just hit it against the box without thinking, and it broke. It was an accident.
But Bull, you didn't break anything else. You only broke something that was for me.
Huxley, are you crying?
No.
I honestly didn't think it would mean so much to you. It's just a cane.
It was made for me. Nobody's ever made something just for me. You have so much. Do you just want to take away what I've got too?
It was an accident.
You already admitted you thought about it.
That's enough!
Just a big booming voice.
Enough! Oh.
You're very upset with Dahlia for this, and you can see Huxley is getting pretty worked up. Best to separate them for now. Aw. And put Dahlia where you don't have to look at her for a while. Aw.
What?
Whoa! Oh, yoinked. You put Dahlia away in her room and locked the door. Their room's got tiny locks too. Huxley, who was already upset by this turn of events, is terrified at seeing your hand enter the dollhouse so suddenly. What? Great, owner. Now you traumatized him. There isn't much else you can do but leave him alone to calm down. Dahlia pounds on the door of her room. You can hear her voice cracking as she cries to you, threatens you, says whatever she can think of to be absolved of any guilt. She just doesn't want to take responsibility for what she did. You decide to leave her in there until you're feeling less upset about what happened. Whenever that happens to be. For now, you decide to focus on making a new gift for Huxley. You hadn't expected him to be so sentimental over it. But knowing now that it's so meaningful to him, you're newly motivated to make something for him that he'll enjoy. If he's willing to accept something like that from you, even with his fear of your physical presence, it's a good first foot in the door to actually bonding with the clown. But what to make? A new bed? A portrait? He really liked that cane. But what if, when we release Dahlia, she just goes immediately? Or a new bed. Was his bed kind of shitty? Oh. Dahlia has a pretty nice bed. He deserves to be comfy, yeah. Yeah. Right. He's still sleeping on that rickety old metal frame in the attic that's been in there for years. You're sure he could use something more comfortable, and on top of that, you can customize it to be more suitable for him. Perhaps it would look nice with some bright colors and a star relief carving on the headboard. Maybe bed knobs that look like circus sea lions balancing a ball on their nose. The idea is ambitious, but your mind is already racing with ideas. You decide you'd better get to work right away. Over the next couple of days, you leave the dollhouse alone to work diligently on the bed for Huxley. Just make sure she doesn't break out and freaking, murder him. You imagine he would like some time without you looming over the house after what happened before. However, you know that before you can present him with this bed, you'll have to try to get things back to normal within the house. It's time to check on Dahlia. Yeah, her bed is so nice. You find her lying on her bed, completely despondent. She's fully dressed, though you can be sure whether that means she has been getting up every day to get ready or just hasn't changed in her pajamas since you put her there. She got doll's pajamas and everything. You unlock the door with a click. She is immediately alert.
You're back. I thought maybe you were going to leave me in here forever. I'm sorry for acting out before. I shouldn't have destroyed something that you made.
Well, that is a surprise. But you doubt she'll learn much from this, even if she's trying to make up with you now.
You should consider my feelings too, though. It's not about the gifts specifically. You know that, don't you?
Oh boy. You aren't sure what to do in response to this. She looks ready to burst into tears, and you're still pretty cross with her. It doesn't negate your suspicion, she's only trying to get your sympathy so you forgive her for acting out. She looks up and around the room expectantly. When nothing happens, she slowly sinks.
I see. You don't want to talk about it right now. That's fine. It's fine. I should go let Huxley and Wisker know I'm out again. And I suppose talk to Huxley about this. I love you. Please talk to me soon.
She anxiously hurries out of the room, her posture stiff and her expression full of worry. Just in case, you stick around to listen in on her and Huxley. You find the conversation already in progress, but their voices are low and hard to hear. Perhaps Dahlia didn't want you to listen in?
I just worry that that's the direction this is going. I don't remember it clearly, but I do have mentions in my journal. I don't think it's out of the question that replacement is what they have in mind.
Well, I don't know them very well, but I guess I'm not saying that line. When I got here, you tried very hard to tell me how much you trusted them on stuff. Plus, you don't think that's kind of an overreaction to a few gifts for me? This house is already full of stuff for you, so it's just common sense that more things would be added for me to balance it out.
You just don't get it. My bond with them is special. So I can tell when they're pulling away.
Well, so what then?
So what?
Yeah, I mean, they put me in here for you, didn't they? It's not like you'd be alone even if they did decide to focus their attention on me.
That's not the same.
Oh.
I'm not trying to say I don't like you, Huxley. I like you a lot. You're my friend. But the owner, that's something else. Different entirely. My friendship with you makes me happy, but you don't give my life purpose.
Nobody can do that for you, Dahlia. I know you think you're made just for them, but here's the thing. You have no purpose. Nobody does.
There's one depressing clown.
Nobody can give you one. That's the awful truth. You have to get by in life by your own will. Or just spin your wheels like I was when I just gave up. It's your own choice. There's no more pressure to live for someone else, but there's no drive outside of your own wants.
So she's gonna just like try to run away or just murder me?
And that's difficult, but it is what it is.
What? That can't possibly be right. And what would you know anyway? You spent your whole life just moping around, hating what you are. Just because you lack any purpose doesn't mean I do, too. Basically, you're nobody. I'm better than you. I should have known better than to confide in you. You just don't get it because you've never been anyone's favorite.
Well, I'm Whisker's favorite.
Ah!
For the second time in just a few minutes, Dahlia storms out of the room, though this time it's clear she's angrier than upset. Uh-oh. But at the very least, Huxley stood his ground this time. Let's go, Huxley. Having a little bit of self-confidence. Dahlia looks like she's going to sulk over tea in the kitchen, so you feel safe in leaving them alone while you get back to work. As long as she isn't at his throat, she can be mad all she likes. Oh no, I'm a little worried. Oh wow! Today you finished your bed for Huxley! Excuse me, oh my god. Oh my god. My back just fucking attacked me, oh my... I am 19. Oh my god. Anyway, rather than draw attention to it, you left it in the foyer for him to find. You're excited to see his reaction. He approaches the bed, reaching out to touch the headboard as though to check if it was real. Well, it's a good thing he found it before Dahlia, because I'm afraid that You feel a sense of pride in the little piece of furniture being carved out of real wood. It's not some cheap plastic diorama piece from a craft store. Clearly he notices just how much work you put into it. He sits on the edge of the bed, testing out the springiness of the mattress. It's definitely better than the old one in the attic. It's only your hope that he would feel more at home this way. It's a big piece of furniture that can't easily be ignored, and his style is all over it. Like Dahlia's imposing four-poster bed, Huxley's is meant to display he has a very permanent place in the house, and it's all his. See, Dahlia, you already have one. You already have stuff. It's just his turn to get all this stuff. It happens to be all coming at once, okay? Okay, Dahlia?
Oh, you're probably around, right? Right. There you are. Geez. I've just realized I don't really know how to talk to you. Especially since I've been avoiding you. You had to have noticed that. Sorry about that, and thanks for this. I really didn't think you'd care about me at all. Since it'd be pretty easy for you to just think of me as some object for your entertainment. But you surprised me. Also, I'm not lugging this thing up the stairs by myself. You'll have to move it.
Dahlia steps down the stairs, frowning as she looks at the conspicuous bed in the foyer. Huxley's initial joviality clears up at seeing how she's looking at it.
Oh, what is this? It's taking up the whole doorway.
Huxley gets back up off the bed where he was sitting.
I don't think it's going to stay here. It's probably for the attic.
Right. The attic. I suppose we'll just dismantle the old one to make room for the new one.
Huxley doesn't respond to that. He likely knows it holds a secondary meaning in her eyes.
I suppose I'll have to do it myself too, since you can't really help with that.
You're just trying to get a rise out of me.
How so? It's the truth. Unless you think everything I do should be about you too. I am the only one who hasn't been acting that way over you, after all, so I would understand your confusion.
Why are you so jealous of me?
Jealous? There's nothing to be jealous of. The owner is only giving you attention because you're a novelty. You're new, and they'll get bored of you.
Shut up. And even if they do, whatever. Whisker's my friend. I thought you were too, but whatever. One is plenty for me. At least he cares about me. You never care about anyone but yourself.
Whisker quietly enters the room, having heard the commotion and his name being used.
He looks especially worried. That's not true. I care about the owner, or else this wouldn't even matter to me, because they care about me too.
Oh yeah? Then what happened to what you said before? About their silence being fine with you? They can ignore you all they want as long as they aren't giving attention to anyone else. You're not sure at all about whether they care about you.
That's...
Don't worry, you're just a toy to them.
This whole time I'm just going, it's like, my tongue between my teeth.
You're like a King Candy impression.
I recently rewatched Wreck-It Ralph. It's such a good movie. I took it for granted back in the day. Back in the days of the 2012. It's such a good movie, bro. Like, Fix-It Felix and Calhoun. Oh, adorable. Back on track. Okay.
Because you put all your worth into getting their approval. You make yourself miserable, Dahlia. So stop coming up with ways to blame me for that. Neither of us control what they do. Neither of us can know for sure how they feel. Neither of us can guarantee we're more than just possessions for them. So it's pointless. If you don't want me to be your frat bot,
Oopsie! That was a very emotional line. And now she's crying. Well, I know the context later. Okay, anyway. Fuck you! You sit in silence for a moment. Is that really how he feels about you? Even after you went out of your way to make him feel welcome? He's right about Dahlia's insecurity, but maybe he's the same. Maybe he just can't trust you. I mean, that's fair. You don't like it, but it's hard to completely disregard his point of view. You aren't in the same position, after all, and he knows it. Surely he realizes how long you've dealt with Dahlia and her dramatics, though. If you threw out toys every time they were difficult with you, you would never have any. Just like children. Dahlia returns from the kitchen.
Huxley.
What do you want, Dahlia?
You really don't understand a thing. You ruined everything! Don't you get it?
Dahlia?
Aw, no! Dahlia, what are you doing? What are you doing, sweetie? Dahlia holds a kitchen knife in her hand.
I was wrong. I can admit that wanting friends was wrong. It should have been just us. Even Wisker doesn't need to be here.
I'm backing out. See ya.
Wisker is quick to flee. He bumps into the box, knocking the lid open. He uses it for a cover.
You're acting nuts. If you want the bed so bad, just take it. I just won't have anything. It's better than whatever this is.
I don't want the stupid bed! I want things to be like they were.
Dahlia, please, you're scaring me.
You begin to reach in for Dahlia. She's gonna stab your hand. But she lunges before you can even come close. Aww. This shot looks familiar. Cue flashback.
You're doing it on purpose. Going on and on about how much it doesn't matter to you, and about how you aren't even trying. It just comes so easy to you, doesn't it? Well, I worry and try, and actually care about what happens. You just mope around until anything gets handed to you.
I'm not, please. I'll just go. I'll ask them to take me out of here.
That's not good enough. I need to know that you won't come back.
Oh, come on, Dahlia. Man, I was trying to create an accepting environment. Okay?
Dahlia!
Oh. It's ripping sounds instead of squishing. I like that. That's enough stab wounds! Oh no. Oh, Huxley! With the knife swinging, there isn't much you can do but wait. He stopped moving early in the attack. She even tore out his spring and tossed it across the room. Not that he had been able to use it to get away. You always got two faces? I didn't know that. Aww! He's still cowering, poor thing! He's barely recognizable as the puppet you chose by the time she stands up over him. His rubber head was split right up the middle and now lays... Oh, okay, it's one head. It's one head. Splayed on the ground. like open butterfly wings. Dahlia. Dahlia, do I need to get a therapist doll in there? Like, I can get you a therapist if that's, an option. It's like each half of his face is a mask, each displaying a different emotion held in his final moments. Aww. His lining is shredded, his stuffing tossed every which way. He's beyond salvaging.
Wisker, you aren't always so bad. So, I'm sorry about this.
You stepped away from the dollhouse. How did things go so wrong so quickly? You need to find something to put Dahlia in. You can't leave her in there, but you don't want to pick her up while she's acting like this. The knife is the size of an X-Acto blade to you, but you don't doubt she would stick it right through your hand if you gave her the chance. Okay, I know they got, like, actual teeth, but why do we have actual sharp objects for the dolls to just go crazy with? Assuming she didn't go for a vein instead. Then she'd be covered in blood. That'd be pretty badass. You find a jar that should be about the right size and grab a large paintbrush to shove her into it with and return to the dollhouse. You're met with a burning smell and the sight of smoke exiting the windows. Girl, how do you do that? You find Dahlia sitting in the attic. In the brief time you were away, she set the room ablaze. Oh my gosh, did I leave matches up there? You can smell some sort of accelerant. It makes you wonder if she put some thought into this before about what she would do. It occurs to you to attempt to scoop her into the jar, but fire is already creeping up the sides of her dress and her hair. Oh my god. Girl, what happened? We gotta talk. Girl. If we leave her, then it's just giving her what she wants. If we save her, she'll probably be even more pissed and fucking stab her eyes out or go crazy. I don't know. Save her? Oh wait, shit, I should have saved. Fuck. The dollhouse is definitely ruined. Huxley and Wisker are beyond saving. Horrible as she has been, she's the only thing left. You reach into the dollhouse with your tools and scoop the burning doll into the jar. It's lucky for her that you chose a glass container, or you wouldn't have even had the option. You hurry her into the bathroom, the lid held over the jar to try to keep the smoke from escaping. It's not quite enough to smother the fire. You finally bring her to the sink and turn on the faucet, drenching her and filling the container with water. By the time you've done all this, her cotton clothing has been ruined. Her wool, wefted hair has easily burned away. Her paper flowers are only ashes in the water. She's naked and charred and unrecognizable. Oh my god. But she's alive. Try as she might to convince you otherwise by sinking motionlessly into the bottom of the jar. We probably shouldn't have kept a cursed doll. Probably should have left her, but whatever. You'll have to remake her if the damage is extensive. But she's a monster of your making. You'll breathe new life into her, and hopefully this time, you'll get it right. Ending 2A, the Princess Ashpuddle. Yeah. Man. Okay, wait. Settings? I'm going to skip. I want to skip scene text, though. Okay, I'll be back. Hold on. I'm gonna speed through. Man, that happened quickly. Okay, leave her. Huxley was right in a way. She's in a hell of her own making. And never has it been so clear as now when you see her being taken by the flames. Cracks form from the heat and her clothes and hair burn away. You look away. You start to think, excuse me. You start to think there was never a possibility of either of you being happy in this arrangement. It's both a punishment and a mercy to let her burn. You leave to grab a pitcher of water for the fire. To scale, it's small and fairly contained. The only damage is to the dollhouse. Still, you move your paint thinners and repair supplies off of your table and spritz down the surface with water to catch any stray embers. And you wait. You don't put out the fire until you're sure she has been reduced to nothing more than the porcelain debris. You take some responsibility for this situation. After all, it was your dollhouse. You were in charge of it. But things were clearly beyond any redemption. You're not sure when you'll be up to it, but you'll just have to start over fresh. A new home, maybe new toys. What if this, exact situation happened before? Oh, and we had to, repair her? Is that what happened? It's there's a better way to go about this, probably. Maybe new toys. And you'll be sure your control is known to be undefiable so that this never happens again. Ending 2B, the doll maker, the monster maker. Okay. We'll go back here. And, should we see, the different... I don't know if it makes a difference if we just, stay quiet and, don't do the tap-tap. Or if, it matters what sort of gift we make for Huxley. Because he's gonna get murdered anyway. Probably. I'll see.
I know you're there. Quit ignoring me. Doing this on purpose. You're just trying to upset me.
Melodramatic. Okay.
Well, since you don't plan on answering me, you should know I'm feeling very cross with about...
Okay, I don't think it makes much of a difference, just slightly different dialogue. Okay. Let's remake the cane. Right, the cane really meant a lot to him. You originally thought of it as a convenience item to help him reach things around the house that were difficult for him without hands. But you wanted it to be personal for him as well, hence the elaborate customization. While not the most beautiful miniature you ever crafted for the house, as a first for him, it still holds some meaning. You decide to clear the remains of the old one once everyone is asleep, and you'll make it anew. Over the next couple of days, you leave the dollhouse, worked into the... Okay. And I think it's the same. Yeah. I don't know how far to skip ahead. I'll meet you there. Oh yeah, today you finished your cane for Huxley. Rather than draw attention to it, you left it in the foyer. He carefully picks up the cane. It's not a perfect recreation, but one you took a little bit more time with. Tiny relief carvings spiral down the cane. They aren't detailed since scale is a difficult factor for you, but they were chosen with care. Stars and simple comedy and tragedy masks are the main motif you chose. The mask featuring prominently on the metal handle as well. It's clearly more ornate than before. Though you use the same H initialed medallion as before as the inlay. A careful reconstruction of the original gift with a little extra love put into it to make up for the loss of the first. He holds it in with his arms, standing there in quiet thought before he breaks the silence. Oh, you're probably around. There you are.
I don't think I'll be dressing up all swanky to match this thing, though. It'll be for knocking stuff off of shelves and helping me up the stairs, and that's it. Okay. No, the cane, I suppose I should keep my distance. What do you mean? It's not like not like you break it a second time.
I told you that was an accident.
You're still trying that, huh? Guess I didn't mean to imply you wouldn't break it again out of the goodness of your heart anyway. You would only break it because you got into trouble for the first time. Wouldn't break it out.
I suppose you had the time of your life with me locked away in there then, didn't you? Or having to deal with me encroaching on your time with Wisker or the owner? Perhaps I should worry of how you might think up of ways to get rid of me longer than that.
Just trying to get a rise out of it. Okay, yeah. Portraits. Ah, of course, a painting of Huxley to put on the wall of the dollhouse. A portrait of a sad clown is already a classic piece of decor, so it wouldn't look particularly out of place. But more importantly, it should make Huxley really feel at home by showing him he's a part of the household now. It's something special and unmistakably his. You get to work right away. Today you finish your portrait for Huxley. Rather than draw attention to it, yeah, okay. The portrait sits in its frame resting on the box he arrived in that the two have taken using as a clutter-catching table. You didn't think it would be a good idea to hang it, since then they might feel obligated to keep it wherever you first placed it. That's true. You want him and Dahlia to find a good place for it in the house. Right now, though, Huxley simply stares at it, eyes tracing over the colorful painting. You originally had intended to make it his resting expression, the classic sad clown painting. But you instead decided to base the portrait's expression on the passive smile he often gave, seen in his moments of cautious optimism. You feel it represents him more truly than that way. He eventually looks up from the picture, turning his head to look around the ceiling as the toys tended to do when unsure of your presence.
Also, don't think I didn't notice you tried to print me up in the picture.
It's enough.
It's an awfully generous take on me.
Dahlia steps down the stairs, frowning as she looks at the conspicuous portrait in the foyer. Huxley's initial joviality clears right up at seeing how she's looking at it.
Ah, a new picture. There isn't quite room for it down here, though. I suppose if we aren't looking to keep it in the attic, we'll have to take down one of my pictures.
No? No. Why not hook it? No, why not hook it in the attic, since you don't want to see it anyway?
Huxley plays right along with Dahlia's comment rather than trying to placate her. You worry about how this will go over.
I don't dislike it, but do you expect me to be excited about it? Though I suppose you're quite pleased with yourself. This is my house, and even I don't have a portrait in it. But you show up and, well, it's fitting there should be a picture of you here now and not one of me.
Maybe the owner will give me a miniature violin to play for you next.
Oh, so suddenly you understand my feelings. Or perhaps you've already made up your mind about how I should feel and you're just directing me.
You're just trying to get a rise out of me.
Is that it? You're jealous of me. Okay. Okay, so I think you saw all there's to see there. Now, Dahlia. Like, is it... Because I feel like if we go with Dahlia, then, like... we're gonna, like, kick Huxley out or something. I don't even know. Like, can Huxley have a happy ending? Por favor? Okay.